All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Real Stocks. And looking around the market this morning after a pretty good little sell off towards the middle of the day. We did rebound, but doesn't mean for sure we're just going to go right back higher. Let's go to the global watch list and see what's going on today. Lumber liquidators must have had earnings. Only way they're moving 7%. Yep. Earnings on 225. Oh, we haven't had earnings yet. Wow. Hmm. All right. Well, lumber liquidators with a big day yesterday. Bunch of traders just bet big on this massive turnaround play. Stock of lumber liquidators showed some serious signs of life early, rallying 27%.
Daddy, this is what I'm doing.
Cool. That's great.
I'm writing.
The housing renovations are at all-time highs. Lumber liquidator has been lagging, but the same-store sale comps and going forward are super easy because the company had a terrible 2019. The company will receive $25 million from the government because they overpaid on tariffs last year. They're literally getting a check for $25 million bucks. Short interest in lumber liquidators is almost 40%. Wow. Hmm. Interesting. So he's got a big lumber liquidators position, I guess. All right, so fun. I thought that was Tilray for a second. Okay, there's Tilray. How's Tilray doing? Yesterday got going, then got pulled back with the market. THRM. Morning, Eli. With a really long-term turnaround play here. Looks like trendline's already been broken. I forget what these guys do, but that's a heck of a jump. Went from 10 to 60 over 3.5 years. And then maybe now trying to go for the next leg. Crazy week for THRM around earnings here. Interesting. Maybe Eli. There's a lot. Looks like Square's back to positive. Square had a very interesting day yesterday. Um, one of the more interesting intraday tales, I would say. Most didn't come back and end up green that were down as far as Square was down. Square ended up down a lot, 8% from the peak to the trough, and then rebounded almost 7%. Ended up the day positive on the day, which was really interesting. So we'll see what happens. We're still above that little minor high. And yeah, just a bounce off the 10-day. All around the market, though, yesterday, you see these massive bottoming candles. I don't know about everywhere, but everything I looked at, I don't think I looked at Tesla, but let's look at Tesla. Huge bottoming candle right there. Everything had a big, even the Qs. I was looking at the Qs, actually. right there. Look at that massive bottoming candle on the Qs. Dwarfs everything else by at least double. And we closed okay. It was like 30% of the range if we're lucky, maybe 25% of the range. Yeah, about 30% of the range. But I was looking at it right here. I'm like, okay, we're almost at make or break time, and it just never went lower, and it started rallying. So hopefully that's it for right now. I say that as we're kind of rolling over a little bit today, 0.75% down, but we'll see how that goes. But so far so good. I mean, it's been a while since we had a red day, so if you take all that selling pressure, maybe it all got jumped into one selling block there. Let's see, car YY is down here. YY is doing nothing. LK was trying to come back for a minute. Yesterday was not a high volume day for LK, so that's good. Atlassian pulling back pretty hard. Let's have to see if we end up going lower or not here. Quite a bit of red. Not a lot of green. So, probably time to look at lightning positions you haven't been so happy with. That's what I did yesterday. There we go. Back down to the actionable list. So square's back negative again. Silver's up here. What's silver doing? Not bad. Silver's got a head and shoulders with a horizontal neckline to it that we're barely breaking. Silver is not in a bad spot right here. It's been holding up all year long. Hasn't really sold off. The market's been very aggressive. Silver's just hung out. And we got bullish a couple of days ago. So silver could be a good play from here, even as a defensive strategy. That may not be a bad move. Let's look at gold. Gold's already gone. Gold's way up here, 1.39%. SLV's lagging. Tends to catch up pretty quick. Yeah, Domino's Pizza. What a crazy earnings gap on that guy, right? Absolutely. You want to see Domino's Pizza? It is right there. Yeah, you look at Domino's on my weekly chart and look where my targets were. Right there and right there, right in between my targets. I never took a position, and then it gapped right up to my target. I'm not sure what's left. So I'm not going to be dumping money into that thing. But a huge breakout into all-time highs. Just crazy move. Nothing to even do there. Yeah. Oh well. Not much you can do. Stamp was up huge. Stamps.com. These are oldies but goodies right here. These are two of those. Wow, look at that crazy earnings. 212 from 112 quarter over quarter. That's nuts. Rallying right into earnings, then rallying straight through earnings. Up 65%. Wow. It's funny. I remember when we were doing stamps.com back here, the thing just wouldn't stop going up. It was insane. So it finally stopped. Maybe trying to come back. Nasdaq down 0.8%, getting down towards the lows of yesterday. Not super hot. So I'm pretty sure that would give us a distribution day. Let me check on our distribution day count. It's going to be fairly thin, I think. 2 on the Nasdaq, 5 on the S&P. That's dangerous on the S&P. D-Dog. Yeah, that may be something worth considering. Yeah, it's just going in the wrong direction right now. It's got a pretty wide range though. You just gotta ask yourself if you're cool holding down there another 5 or 6% to D-Dog. Unless it just collapses today, the market's already down 1%. I was scared yesterday that bottom, that good-looking bottoming candle, was only a singular event. And it looks like some of those fears may be coming to pass. Big volume this morning compared to yesterday's for sure. So they're jumping back on the distribution train. Just have to see if we're going to go squares down significantly. Jumping around here. Let's look at the transports. And transports aren't dying, so that's good. But I think for hedging here, maybe a gold or silver play. SLV has yet to break out yet. May come back with a vengeance. Silver's got a really long-term turnaround play on its hands if it decides to get back up there on the weekly chart perspective. There's actually, I was looking at a ring, which is apparently a gold ETF. I didn't even know that. It has a general cup and handle up here. And already broke out. Actually had an options play for ring, but I didn't do it because it's not a traditional stock. I thought this was something else. I didn't even know this was an ETF. It's like a gold ETF or something. I don't know, kind of inclined to maybe jump on some SLV, just to kind of hedge with what's going on right now. I don't want to get too bearish on the market generally because nothing's really shifted. Pretty much the same old, same old. I don't think the coronavirus is any worse. I don't think any situation is any different. Not sure what's shifted. Could just be profit-taking time for, they do it every once in a while. There's a little bobble here, a little bobble here. Now we're going to get another bobble here. I wouldn't say that's unnormal. Remember coming out of our lows right here. Little bobble right away. 2 bobbles in a row right there. Mini bobble, maybe another bobble. Be right back at it in a week or so. So I don't want to get too overtly bearish. Talking about the market, Rob, or an individual name? We just take out yesterday's low. We're right at it. So let's see what happened. Ethan, school time, bud.
We gotta go.
Want to take the book with you?
Yeah.
Okay, take it with you. Keep it in your backpack, okay? Love you, buddy. Hold on a second. I got no water. I'm going to go get some water. Let's see if that holds. Hopefully when I come back, we'll have an answer. With a big green candle. Hopefully. Be right back. All right. May have our answer. Looks like we're fully comfy going lower here. Volumes also remained elevated. We'll see if it's just an undercut and rally or what. But so far not boding out very well. Market got freaked out with a down day yesterday. Looks like my EVR, I'm not doing too bad. What to buy? Well, I don't know about anything right now. I'm not. I mean, I would assume the usual suspects. I mean, I'd wait for Domino's to, wait a little bit to see what Domino's is going to do with its gap day. That's a huge gap up on Domino's. That could start a big rally. Could just stall it out, though, too. That's why I'm not doing anything on it. Square down about 2%. It's still fudding around up here. Yeah, not Roku. Space may have finally topped out. We'll see. There's a big candle yesterday. Now we're going a little lower today. Ping, Coop. AMD pulling in a little bit after. The heck was that? After breaking the. How do you even get over there? Piece of garbage. My goodness, took forever. AMD in there, NASDAQ 1.4% almost. There you go, 1.4. Firmly under yesterday's. Going to get to the middle of our Bollinger Bands here. Restoration Hardware may be a good thing to take a look at. Wait to see how this correction plays out for RH. Let's take a look at the big boys. Let's see how Amazon's handling it with its recent breakout. Only down 1.5%. Really staying pretty close to the index. That's not bad. Let's look at Apple. Obviously, they warned with coronavirus fears, holding up pretty good. Microsoft pulling in a little bit more. The hell is that? Oh, Max available. I want that. There we go. Microsoft come back down, hitting the 20-day moving average, 50-day maybe next. We'll see. Hit a 50-day for Microsoft, I think would be good. Facebook's been not doing too great. Yesterday didn't do too bad, and today we're doing okay. Beyond Meat, oddly enough, holding relatively well. Our buddy AYX giving up quite a bit after a nice earnings move. Okta, 3% down, not so great. It's a great time to look for strength and see what's holding up and notice what's not. How's Visa doing? Nice little pullback on Visa. Visa could be one to buy. If you want to buy a little pullback, Visa, if this is just a bobble, and we don't know one way or the other yet, but if this is just a bobble, Visa would be one to buy on a bobble. Got about a 3% move there. PayPal sitting at all-time highs. Wasn't Nvidia just sitting at all-time highs too? Very recent. Still above those highs, which is very, very bullish. So pretty good there for Nvidia. What about Netflix? Long-term turnaround play breakout on Netflix. Nothing. I see nothing out of Netflix. We're still above the 10-day moving average. Netflix could be one to get out of this. That's showing really good strength. This thing's already sold off. It's trying to come back. It's not that interested in selling off. That could be a good one. I don't think I have a Netflix option or play though. $1.4 for the NASDAQ. So 20% would be up here about 467. That's not too bad. Yeah, it's really nice, isn't it? 10-day moving average. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's holding really nicely. And just out of this long-term turnaround play, too. Just out of this little base here. Unfortunately, it only has options for June and September, nothing in between. The percentages are pretty decent, though. You can go down to like the 370 or the 375 and get some intrinsic value in your option, and which means it's not going to be as volatile. And you get about 150% out of it for a 20% move up here. 467. Which is right about there. And then if you go further than that, it's just all bonus. And that would be by, this one's June 19th. Can't tell where my 89.7. There we go. Basically be right there. So that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Nasdaq 1.2% lower, so we're already trying to bounce back up a little bit. But Netflix, yeah, definitely put that on a short list. That one's pretty good. 619, looking at the 375. Where's the arrow thing? Oh, there we go. Yeah, anything after that, it's just a bonus. That wouldn't be too bad. That's probably one of the better ones right now. How's our buddy Fortinet doing? 50-day moving average. This is an older alert level trend line. This could be a decent one. Hasn't moved a lot lately, but I mean, you can see out of its long-term turnaround play, it's on the way, and it's down lower here by the 50-day. So that probably would be a good one to try to pick up. Obviously, the general stock would be a lot less risky than pretty much anything. Damn, you get 50% buying a 110 for 28 days from now for it to go back to those highs at 121. What would 120 look like for that? That's still not too bad. For a 4% move. 50-day moving average. This is the first test of the 50-day for Fortinet. So this is by all means a potential buy area right here for Fortinet. I guess you loosely could consider that also a test, but that one's really a test. Actually, not really scared off by that at all. That's not a bad one, especially for just a shorter term trade. Oh, they've got March and then June. They don't have anything in between for Fortinet. So that would take it all the way to here for it to get back to basically where my cursor is. I don't think that's a super risky trade. Risk as it goes lower. Your stop would have to be at the 50-day, which would probably murder most of that position. So from that regard, it's risky from an options trade. But just from a general stock trade, it's not bad. You're looking at, it's not that bad, but 4 or 5% for just a small trade. Netflix one has more time, so that's a little bit better. Okta down 4 now. Ping coming down significantly. DPZ, Roku. Square's still hanging around here. I ain't mad at Square. Yesterday was probably a buying opportunity, bounce off the 10-day moving average, but still above the 10-day moving average. Can't get too mad. So look at our long-term turnaround list real quick. I think I'm going to bounce after that. Hopefully the market scared us out today and that's all she wrote, ideally. Court long-term turnaround here. Bobbling down here. It may be what it needs to do to kind of... Actually, there could be a second trend line right there. Because that's kind of a very aggressive. So that's interesting. Take-Two Interactive. This one, gap lower on earnings. Guess they had some issues with a couple of games. Biogen. This is a Warren Buffett took a position in Biogen, if I'm not mistaken. Hey man, already fairly decently extended. ABC, just trying to poke through. This could be actionable. Amerisource Bergen. Very, very beautiful right there. Let's look at this one. So 120 being the prior high. I don't think that's the bad target. Question is, how long is it going to take to get there? This was not too bad. You can take a leap on this all the way up here to 120, and you're looking at 100% easy up to 130. Not too bad. Definitely holding these lows down here at 70. Additional support here at 80. So you're looking at something like this on a weekly time frame. Probably more likely is 115 if it doesn't quite get up there. And that cuts your profit down to about the 80% level. Still ain't too bad. Usually not a good risk reward, but going out that far, you have a lot of options. And but still, with the presidential election going up, I probably don't want to go much past October, November. DBX, what's that one? Let's go through these real quick. STZ, this is a leader right here. This guy could start to come back pretty hard. Let's look at this guy. So we're at 206, going to 236 actually isn't too bad. Only about 14%. STZ's Constellation Brands, which owns like every liquor thing in the world. They're a huge liquor conglomerate. Can do good in good markets and bad markets. So this is probably a nice growth / defensive play. Looks like earnings have been a little bit all over the place. Decelerating recently, 214, 272, 221, 637. Whatever that is. So a little bit all over the place. I'm not sure if there's a catalyst to get this guy moving again. I don't know much about their fundamentals at the moment. I know it's broken a line on my chart. That gets me happy. So yeah, getting back to all-time highs, you're looking at up pretty good. Not too bad. Up to July. Get you about 4 months to play. And that's right there, July 20th. Let's just do 220. Let's do 230 and see what's what at 230. And about 84%. That's okay. Oh, Dropbox. AAXN. bobble yesterday. Amazon still holding nicely. They're not selling off Amazon. Alibaba taking it in a little bit, very similar to Amazon. EVR long-term turnaround play doing okay up here. Although it looks like this morning it's continuing the crap from yesterday. Just broke the 10-day moving average. 20 and 50-day coming up. That's the 200-day right there. So maybe likely come down a little bit more. Volume's not too aggressive though. That's a good thing. Square looks like it's so far looking at red on the day. Still within yesterday. DPZ doing good. And mentioned Fortinet at that 50-day. That Fortinet's a long-term turnaround play that's already in its first stage base, essentially. DocuSign. Skyworks. DocuSign's just been on a tear here. Look at that. Straight up 10-day moving average. We'll see if that acts as support. Skyworks Light doing really well. Restoration Hardware. Again, mentioned this one also coming out of a first stage base. Long-term turnaround play being the ultimate floor. So now this is on a run. So this is one to look at. Align, long-term turnaround breakout. Kind of a loose one, but still there. It just hasn't gone yet. And Okta, long-term turnaround play that's really taking its sweet-ass time doing anything. So not too bad. Doing okay. 116 for the market now. We'll see if we'll hold up. I don't know. It could be maybe a bit of a slightly longer correction in terms of duration. We'll have to see how it plays out today. The day definitely ain't over yet. It's just a slice of it. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna bounce. Take a break for the Crypto Power Hour, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, I'll see you then. Bye-bye.